Eric dreamed of drawing from childhood, but people around him kept convincing him that it was nonsense. He grew up, got a diploma, and even got a normal job. However, he never abandoned his dream. Tired of fighting with himself, the young man bought an easel, paints, and started his first painting. The process captivated him so much that Eric started to take the easel even to work to paint during breaks. His co-workers noticed it, of course. During the lunch break, Dan came up to Eric, laughed, and said, "Are you doing your painting thing again? You think you've got this whole thing going on and that makes you a painter?" Eric answered seriously, "If you knew how much work is invested in paintings, you wouldn't say this." Dan laughed. "Work? Yes, I'll draw a dozen of them. Want to bet?" Eric turned back to the painting and said without interest, "I'm not going to bet with you, Dan." Dan headed for the exit and added boldly, "Well, you'll see." 6 months passed. Eric was still working on his future masterpiece. Meanwhile, a large exhibition was expected in the city. At this very exhibition, Eric planned to present his canvas to the public. The main day had come. The young artist was nervous. He wandered around the gallery when all of a sudden he saw Dan, which surprised him to say the least. Dan was standing by the wall with several paintings, and his name was written under each one of them. He noticed Eric and approached him with evil laughter. "Well, well, enter the artist. You did not believe me. I have produced 7 paintings during this time, and you, I see, could scribble just one." Having said that, Dan went back to his artwork. He welcomed the visitors and proudly showed them his paintings. Eric didn't know what to do. He thought maybe he really wasn't that talented. It felt like life was falling apart for him. It had been a couple of hours. Dan's paintings were well received and even sold out one after the other. Eric stood there, alone by his painting. At that moment, an old man approached and started looking at the painting with obvious interest. Eric sighed. He thought it was just another passerby who knows nothing about art and who would glance at his creation confusedly and move on to other paintings. But the man was still standing. Eric looked up and froze. It was the most famous art critic of the country. The man turned to Eric. "Is this your work?" Eric said, "Yes, it's mine." The man smiled and said, "Then you're lucky. I want to buy it for my collection. We'll discuss the price, but I think we can agree on a few $100,000. Eric just nodded silently, unable to believe his luck. Meanwhile, Dan stood there looking at him with envy. That was his fate, and his works were sold to ordinary visitors for pennies. Those who aspire to heights no matter what, but those who are content with small things, will never fall.